你
Dua amor, quiera fubana femheru kuti, anate terkewa, nefreneb uben.
Duamun Berefuben FM Heruahuti Anate Shekera Nefer Nebuben
Dua amor, quiera fubana femheru kuti, anate terkewa, nefreneb uben.
Duamun Berefuben FM Heruahuti Anate Shekera Nefer Nebuben
Dua amor, quiere fubene femheru akuti, anate terkera, nefanep uben.
Duamun Kirefuben FM Heruakuti Anate Chekera Nefer Nebuben
Dua amor, nef quiere fubene femheru akuti, anate terkera, nefanep uben.
Duamun Kirefuben FM Heruakuti Anate Chekera Nefer Nebuben
Adi Jen Sager, Ard Sedge Udhu, Keft Udhu. Tua M. Shemsu N. Nebujar Seshu N. Kepidu. Tua Sar Nebusta Paut Netedu. Ad Ami Netekur. Anated her K Kenti. Amented un Nefer her Ab Abdu. Metintu. A Iku Anek Aradi Rusta. Siteka Sigur. Aku Sari Nahas. Ubid Center. Sech Nka Def Nenner Uni Inte Hina Yash Emneter Asar Erdet Indek in Ade Heru Hina Herma Indes Ade Heru Aus Uatepi Adi Sech Ab Ua Neter Abu Pinha Asan Abu Pinasan Spur M Heru Adi Bird Nahas Sa Uajit Pa Netter Asa Adi Heru Hept Im Ased Abu Yan Tujin Madutian Aset Sam Ujit Setep Her Am Setienti Am Sa Asar Sa Am Set Asar Am Set Madut Nebehet Hap Shita Adi Besa Her Happy Inti Sa Asar Sa Happy Asar Pu Asar Madutian Net Sidur Ra Semesha Heru Neb Her Adimaktin Duamatep Inti Am Sa Asar Sa Duamatep Asar Pu Duamatep Madutian Circuit Inka Ke Sekadet Sa Heru Neb Adimaktin Quepsinet Intet Am Sa Asar Sa Quepsinet Asar Pu Quepsinet Tuat Adi Raim Uatana E
Duarari Rae Uatone
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 Nebuchadnezzar Anatech Her Ke Asar Putra Mati Saki Setu Sakaki
Mati Sake Setu Sakake
Nebuchadnezzar Anatech Her Ke Asar Putra Mati Saki Setu Sakaki
Mati Sake Setu Sakake
Nebuchadnezzar Anatech Her Ke Asar Putra Mukti Saki Setu Sakaki
Mati Sake Setu Sakake
Nebuchadnezzar Anatij Her Ke Asar Putra Mukti Saki Setu Sakaki
Mati Sake Setu Sakake
Ari Jen Seger Ari Dua Kerr Akawachu Amu Mu Kansu
Amun Mut Kansu
Amu Mu Kansu
Amun Kansu
Amu Mu Kansu
Amun Mut Kansu
Amun Mut Kansu
Amun Mut Kansu
Om Amun Rapata
Om Amurapata
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 Om Asar Aset Hedu
Om Asara Seteru
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 Hedu Makedu Eru makeru.
Eru makeru.
Eru makeru.
Eru makeru.
Eru makeru.
Eru makeru.
Ose. Ose. Ose.
Ose. Ose. Ose.
Ose. Ose. Ose. Ose. Ose. Ose. Ose. Ose. Ose. Ama a enra ne pe ak uja sene harine teru ama a enra ne pe ak uja sene harine teru ama a enra ne pe ak uja sene harine teru ama a enra ne pe ak uja sene harine teru duara Nuk Hatien Keperu.
Nuk Hatien Geperu.
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 Ned Duane Suffocator Senua.
Net net duanet se fekera senuen.
Ned Duane Suffocator Senua.
Net net duanet se fekera senuen.
Ned Duane Suffocator Senua.
Net net duanet se fekera senuen.
Ned Duane Suffocator Senua.
Net net duanet se fekera senuen.
Had heru, had heru, had heru, had heru.
Heru, 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 heru,
Had heru, had heru, had heru, had heru.
heru, 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 heru,
Had heru, had heru, had heru, had heru.
heru, 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 heru.
Had heru, had heru, had heru, had heru.
Heru, 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 heru.
Do a two heru, do a two keru,
Dua tu heru, dua tu keru,
do a two heru, do a two keru,
dua tu heru, dua tu keru,
do a two heru, do a two keru,
dua tu heru, dua tu keru,
do a two heru, do a two keru.
dua tu heru, dua tu keru.
Nuk Nebuchadnezzar.
Nuk nebejer,
Nuk Nebuchadnezzar,
Nuk, Nebuchadnezzar,
Nuk, Nebuchadnezzar,
Nuk, Nebuchadnezzar,
Nuk, Nebuchadnezzar,
Nuk, Nebuchadnezzar,
Nefer Remtra in Aton,
Nefer Remsha in Aton,
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 Makeru Emba Nebejer,
Makeru Emma Nebejer,
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 Nuk Uwa Kuwa,
Nuua Kua,
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 Nukmat, 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 Nukmat,
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 Nut,
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 Nut, Newt.
Newt.
A song, a song, a song, a song, a song.
Asa. 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 Asa.
A song, a song, a song, a song, a song.
Asa. 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 Asa.
A song, a song, a song, a song, a song.
Asa. 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 Asa.
A song, a song, a song, a song, a song.
Asa. 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 Asa.
Tate al Ankh Jed Wahina Nefer Kepetu Mbaya Sunu Imhotep Aset Uasuja Hedu Suja Menut Nebu Seneb Set F Senasar Aset Hitepi Suja Aitiya Ser Nashesha Nebu Imhushimu Metmetu Tal Set Nebu Nesherda Uamente Heru Kut Teken An Ap Jesu Kim Hina Sepaha Rajadit Kat Hina Asar Pata Kepedu Madu Rakat Nebi Asar Kepedu Uahai Uakur. Nukaset Per K Al M Nayet Red Enal Sadasamadu in Jehudi Erhertet Maat Peta Atur Aset Netter Nefer Gerpuank Sesk Sda Amen Sam Incan Pua in an hour Redia Nebheb Dit Hatepe Ver Rev Tentana Tawi Ohai Okur. Eru makeru.
Peru Makeru.
Eru makeru.
Peru Makeru.
Eru makeru.
Peru Makeru.
Eru makeru.
Peru Makeru.
Nuk kepra em duau. Ra em au. Temu ami mashu. Nuk kepra em duau. Ra em au. Temu ami mashu. Nuk kepra em duau. Ra em au. Temu ami mashu. Ohai. Oka. Neteru imha ma insinra. Neteru imha ma insinra. Neteru imha ma insinra. 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 Ra. 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 Insinra. Neteru imha ma insinra. Neteru imha ma insinra. 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 Neteru. 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 Insinra. Neteru. Osheri. Imaha. Hera. Limited. Yamaha, Hera, Limited. Yamaha Era Yamate Yamaha Era
Good job, greetings. So I see you're all in here for the grand finale. But before we begin, Sunotane, do you have a drum? Are you playing with a drum?
Me, I am.
Okay. I was just checking because your drum sounds kind of metallic-like. So it's probably just strung very tight. Dua. And also the for our 2020 trip that we're trying to organize and plan out, we're going to have a webinar in a couple weeks to discuss the particulars of the trip. I believe it's the 23rd. So you're all invited to that to see the presentation on what we'll be doing when we go to Egypt. I'm sorry, it's the 22nd. It's February the 22nd, Friday. So you all will be privy to what the trip is about, what we'll be doing, and so forth. At 7:30 p.m. I've been reminded. So February 22nd at 7:30 p.m. The links have gone out, but we'll keep reminding. So here we are, line 6, at the end of the stele that we've been discussing for a while now. As you know, we started out with a discussion of the top of the stele. Then we went into the middle portion and we discussed all the texts. And now we're at the end, the third portion. And as you know, for those who have been following, this stele is found in the Crocodile Museum near the Temple of Komombo. It's worth visiting if you have an opportunity to go, you should go. It's very clean, very modern, and the artifacts are of a high quality. So we've completed the first 5 lines, and now we're down to line 6. And it says, Neter Nefer, Ket Emhotep, En Ka Ua Aker, Hesi en Neter Nefer A Hestu Hestui Bird Mertu Pet Sejem Shu En Nebdawi Head NF Shares. Divinity Beautiful Transformation into Venerable State. So M means like venerable state. We'll discuss that shortly, what's going on here. M by way of through Hetep, peace, of Ka, the Ka body, of Ua, one, Akar, light body, the Ak, Hesi, praises, glorifications, and two, Netter, divinity, Nefer, beautiful, Ak, divine light. And there's a special nuance here that we'll talk about. Hesti, the libation vessel or libation vessels. Per, coming forth, Mertu, divine love. Pet, heaven. Sejem, Shu, listening. And to Neptawi, Lord of the two lands. And again, there's a special nuance here that we'll discuss. Heb, the festival, and of F, he, Shepsui, noble. So, divinity, beautiful, transformation, venerable state through peace, Ka, becoming one, Ka one, with the act, the praises and glorifications to the beautiful divinity and the act of the act libation vessels coming forth, divine love, heaven listening to Lord of the two lands, Heb, festival, he, Shepsu. So the beautiful divinity being transformed into this venerable state by way of the unification of the opposites, of the Ka becoming one with the Ak, the divine light, due to the praises and the glorifications that has been given to the beautiful divinity. The Ak in its power of locomotion and movement. This movement being caused by the seeking out the libation vessels, coming forth through divine love, from heaven to here, the Lord of the two lands, going about and participating in his head festival, this venerable personality. this noble. So a transformation has taken place from the state of unknowing, unrighteousness, Kepper, transformation into a venerative state. And that transformation was taking place by way of a unification of the Ka body with the Ak body, meaning the Ka and the Ak became one. And so the Ka merged into the Ak, into the light body. En Ka En Ua Akar, Ka becoming one with the Ak. So the astral body, the mind becoming one with the spirit body, the higher spirit body. And that is what it means. That is what Hetep means. That is what Hetep means, to make the Ka one with the light body. To align the Ka with the Ak. And this is occurring in a phenomenal manner through the praises and glorifications that is being given to the great divinity who is Sobek Ra. And what they're saying is that the Ak pursues, or the Ak seeks out the libation vessels that is performing the libation. So when you are the Ak has the power of locomotion. It can move like the soul. The Ba has power of locomotion, the Ak has power of locomotion. And what we are to understand from this teaching is that when you are in tune, when you are in calm, when you are in relaxation, when you are in a state of your mind becoming in tune with your higher divine nature, and you are pouring a libation, that your Ak seeks that out. Your Ak looks for that, finds it, and then locks itself into that process. And by doing so, your mind becomes attuned with your higher divine body. So your rituals might look like games, but their implications are vast, profound, and powerful. If you are to understand the deep metaphysical process that is taking place within your personality while doing the ritual, something is happening beyond your mode of perception and conceptual ideation. Or how you know that that thing is happening is by how it makes you feel, the feeling that is generated in your personality through the act of performing the pouring of your libation. So this is a very serious issue that is going on here, that these people are doing. This is not child's play, as they say, using that as a metaphor for the depth and profundity of the practice itself. And so all of your implements have to have to be proper. That's why I asked about the drum earlier. You have to have a proper drum, you have to have the proper water, you have to have the proper incense. You have to have the proper libation vessels, as we spoke about before in one of the other classes. That's on a phenomenal level. See, there's something that the opposites are becoming aligned. That's a conventional unification. It is not a an experiential unification from the standpoint of an actuality. It is sort of the sun, sort of an eclipse when the moon passes in front of the sun and the sun, the light of the sun can't get to the earth. So like an alignment. That's in a phenomenal level. So it's transcendent of the material plane of existence, but it has a cosmic tendency. These parts, these psychophysiological parts of yourself are moving around and becoming attuned with each other. That's from a phenomenal action or a phenomenal metaphysical process. But the connotation of Mhetep, this is sort of like a I don't want to say a hidden code, but it's an inferential kind of mystic telling of what is to occur beyond the phenomenal plane of existence. What this means is that the Ka and the Ak actually becomes one. And that can only happen in one place. And that place is meditation. When you get into a certain meditation and your mind becomes, the Ua here means one, but it also intimates. So I'm trying to say the inferential aspect of the text is coming forth. And so the one here intimates a single pointedness, a one pointedness, a single pointedness of concentration. That if you have sufficient purification of the mental pollutants and you enter into a one-pointed focused concentration, that deepens into a meditative movement whereby your mind becomes fused with your light body. And for that to occur, the Ak remains stable and the Ka moves towards the Ak. So the Ak is like the sun and you are like the spaceship traveling towards the sun. And if a spaceship gets too close to the sun, you know what's going to happen? It's going to burn up. And so that's what happens. Your Ka gets burned up in the Ak. And you experience yourself as the Ak body, the light body. So now back to the phenomenal metaphysical alignment. The libation vessel acts as a sort of anchor for the ark. So the libation vessel itself is anchoring your mind at a certain place, and that is at your altar or wherever you're doing your ritual. And by focusing the mind on that, the vessel acts as an attractive device for the ark. And so there's an attunement, there's a locking in, and that brings the mind and the ark in alignment. And this is what is being said, that when the venerable person, the Neptawi, which is the Lord of the Two Lands, which is the Pharaoh, the Purah, when he goes out to his renewal festival once a year to participate in the renewal festival, wherever he goes, the Ak is there looking down and listening in to the festival, the vibrations of the festival. There is a metaphysical listening. It's not the same listening as you with your normal faculty of hearing. It's a vibrational kind of listening. And so that is what is being referred to as the listening by way of heaven, from your higher mystical sense. So you're chanting, you're pouring of libations. They have vast implications, but you have to do it with a certain mental disposition. You have to be going through the purification and the cleansing of the mind. If your mind becomes fused with your art, you are experiencing spirit. That's a metaphysical experience of spirit. But you're doing so on a high level, but from the perspective of an individuated spirit entity. And what is to occur is you're to move beyond that to discovering yourself as the totality, which is even more subtle. But think about it. You're experiencing your physical body all the time, so you're only attuned to your physical nature. If you were to experience your light body all the time, then you'll be attuned to your spiritual nature. And so what this text is saying is that this idea of devotion, it's really exalting the yoga of devotion. How powerful the yoga of devotion is in leading the mind towards a higher mystical states, leading the mind towards the divine. And it has a particular emphasis. It's emphasizing a particular kind of devotion. The hesi, the chanting. and the pouring of libation. Now, how would it be if you were to actually do your libation 3 times a day for 1 year? There's 365 times 3 repetitions. And the same with your chants. All your chants, your devotional chants, 365 times 3. Yet, if you were to augment your Hesi, you're doing your chants 1,000 times, 2,000 times. In a single setting, you're entering into the yoga of devotion. The Hindus call this bhakti, which is a whole philosophy and principle of devotion. Our washu is the same with the whole philosophy and the principle of devotion. If you were to, and one of the nuances of the washu is when you are giving your devotion, you do it from a perspective of love and affection and adoration for the deity. So you're making union with the divine through the faculty of love. So you're learning to love God in a true sense. So how would it be if you were to chant 1,000 times, 2,000 times, any hekau that you want, any one of them? Om Mamunarapata, 1,000 times. Makiru and Ba Nebajer, 1,000 times, 2,000 times, per sitting, twice a day, 3 times a day. And that's actually a minimal number. How would it be if you chanted 20,000 times a day? And that's what it's talking about. With those high repetition numbers, with the proper mental disposition, then this system, this metaphysical process starts to occur within you. You are not a biological human being. Your biology is an expression of a deeper mystical reality. You are a veritable divinity masquerading as a human being for thousands of years. Why? Because of participation in the process of the world that will never change. In the 40s, you had Hitler. In the 2000s, you have Trump, and you had Obama, and before him, you had Bush, you had Reagan. It's not going to change. You know, there's a thing I saw the other day. They were talking about how this guy was comparing Obama to Trump and saying how statesman Obama was, what a statesman, how polished, he could give good speeches and so forth. He was a gentleman, and he had a program of bombing innocent people, women and children. He had a program of extrajudicial killings that he carried out in Pakistan. And then, because the people are so upset because his skin was dark, they put in an egomaniac. But Obama was an egomaniac too. It's just he had a nice way of hiding it, while Trump doesn't care. The point is that there's something about you that is beyond the phenomenal plane of existence. And that to continue to try to participate in the world process in the hope of it becoming an ideal place for you to exist is a pure illusion, is a complete fallacy. It will not change. So the only way to escape this suffering is to attain enlightenment and leave this world. You are a divinity. You are that great divinity. So chant as much as you can. And pour your libations as much as you can. Enter into the art of devotion. Open your heart. Align your mind with your higher spiritual essence. And enter into the house of the awakening of the mind of spirit. And with that, that will be our brief lecture for today. And we have completed the stela. So what are we going to do next? So do it to all of you for listening, participating, and also producing and performing the weekly devotion. So next week, what I want to do is we're going to have 6 people read each one of the lines. So a person will be would be assigned a line. And so at the end of the meditation, each person will read their line. So we'll have a reading of the lines. And then after that, then I'll introduce our new text. So the lines are the lines go to people who have been consistently participating. So if you don't hear your name, it doesn't mean anything bad or anything like that. It just means you haven't been around as long. So line 1 goes to Tanehe. So what I'll do is I'll send you the line. I'll go back, excise it, and I'll send you the line with your translation and how to pronounce the words. And then you'll pronounce them next week. So you'll do a reading from here to here. The person who's doing line 2 is Merit Pata. The person who's doing line 3 is Asar Ma'at. The person who's doing line 4 is Shams Ola. The person who's doing line 5 is Sekhmet. I don't know if she's on today. She's usually here. So someone anyway, I'll send her an email. And line 6 will be Set Nahas and Neferkara. So 1 to 6. Okay, now don't go fighting over the lines. But if you want to switch with someone, you can. But I know how we do that. Okay, so that's what we'll do next week. Any questions about anything? O. So Doogie, we'll put you in Doogie, you'll share line.
Uchasehu.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be performing devotional next week. Maybe Dookie can do line 1.
That's but I don't want you to run away. Sure, we can do that. I was looking at, so Doogie can do line 1. Okay, so Doogie line 1, Medic Patat 2, Ma'at 3, Ola 4, segment 5, Set Nahas, Nefakara 6. Any questions?
Uja,
Uja.
Dua, or the Nefer translation and recitation. The reading of the last line made me reflect on the Temple of Asar, Temple of Seti First in Abydos. And I believe the north wall, when you enter into the temple, you turn to the right. I could be wrong, but there's the image of the royal personality and the unks being poured, over the royal personality, as if, a pouring of libation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm referring to?
Mm-hmm.
Do you make any association with that form of pouring of libation, life, with this text?
Peripherally, but I think what this text is demonstrating is the effect of the devotional process on the mind and the spirit of the personality, your own inner personality, while the hypostyle 2, it is demonstrating the very initiation of the process of anointing into the realization of the immortality of essential life, which is which is Asar. So this text is working more with the physiology of the psychic bodies of a human being. Now I say peripherally because when that process takes place, when there's an initiation into and this is the deities have come and they have sanctioned your entrance into the initiatory narrative, then it connotes or it denotes an alignment or a coming into attunement of the psychic bodies of a human being. So in that manner, yes. This text, however, is trying to give an examination of what happens to a human being when they actually sit and perform the ritual of libation and the ritual of chanting. So this text is sort of a psychic anatomical examination of the human being under the devotional condition. As if, for example, in cardiology, people, as you know, people go and they do stress tests. So it's an examination of the cardiovascular system under the condition of stress. Similarly, but not exactly, this is an examination of the psychic principles of a human being under the condition of devotion. So your insight and your examination is correct in a peripheral manner of what occurs to a human being when the activation of the initiatory path takes place in the heart of a person. And when a person, the temple is describing the inner workings of the mind as a person goes through various aspects of the initiatory process. So what you're referring to is it's the activation point when the body has been rebuilt and the nourishment has been given from the goddesses. You know, the nourishment of the milk and the principles of initiation has been bestowed. Then there's an anointing, and that anointing intimates the entrance into the path of immortality. And when that occurs, then something is occurring within the psyche of a human being. And so this text is showing anatomically what is occurring in the psyche of a human being under the devotional condition. So it can be extrapolated out to demonstrate the psychic transformation of a human being under the condition of anointing. If that anointing, but it's a different kind of condition, but a similar process. So we can deduce that a similar kind of alignment is taking place. But that's deduction. This text is going directly to the point. So this is a direct examination. And so the very fact that it caused you to think about that means that there's a similar process that is taking place under the devotional condition and under the condition of anointing.
Dua.
Atta. Anything else? Okay, so I'll go over the lines again and then I'll send them out to you. So Doogie 1, Medipata 2, Ma'at 3, Ola 4, Segment 5, Setnahas, Neferkara 6. So I'll get them out to you as soon as possible. Okay, everyone, Dua once again for joining in.
Puja.
Mm-hmm.
So I just put in the chat the link to the registration for the webinar you mentioned at the beginning of the meeting today before your lecture. So the webinar for the 2020 trip to Egypt.
All right. So everyone, yes, please, there is the link. So you
Uja,
click on it and sign up.
Uja.
Mm-hmm.
I also put the link and information for registering on the 2020 trip page on the website.
Okay, Dua.
Uja,
Mm-hmm.
can I just say Dua to Sunu Tanahe that it looks very nefer, all the links and things that you did for the trip. So Dua, much appreciated. Okay.
Dua, Hatep.
Okay, everyone, until we meet again, do us a very profound teaching. Hetep. And Shams Ola, very nefer stile, dua sehu, dua al hetep. And Aku, Shams Aku, dua sehu, dua al hetep. Okay, so we have Shabaka Stone soon, so we have to go. Okay, everyone, have a wonderful morning. Hetep.
Dua, Hatep.
Dua, Hatep.